Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over teams for the new Gems of War mythic of Fallen Valdis. She is mainly used as a divine counter, and that is it. She's in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest all the way until next Friday, so anything that you happen to open this week as well as on Monday from the guild rewards and everything will count towards a chance to her. So if you don't want her, make sure to open your keys after the fact, that Friday or later. But as far as her, she is not really that good. Again, she's mainly just used as a divine counter, and if you're not using her against divine, there is almost no point whatsoever in using her. You'd only really use her against specifically teams with 3 divines or 4 divines, and that is the entirety of what she gets used against. So we're just going to be showing a few teams here, specifically 3 that all use her. Let me actually go show her real quick. As far as what she does a okay amount of damage to all enemies, then explodes 3 Doom Skulls. Big issue with this is Doom Skulls tend to not really be on the board much unless you actually specifically have a team composition that's going to be putting more onto the board. And this is boosted by Divine, so every single Divine on the enemy team will be an additional Doom Skull explode, assuming there's even any on the board. So in this case, we'll end up getting 6 because there's 3 Divine on the enemy team and has a base value of 3. So I'll just go up to 6 from that. And it also gets to the whole reason why it's even good against Divines is the silence all Divines. It ends up doing this. Do keep in mind there are a few of them that do have immune to it. Most noteworthy being Diviner and Voice of Orpheus, both of which have immune to silence, are Divines that also have the capability of cleansing all other allies, so they can be a hard counter to this Fallen Valdis. As far as her traits, nothing too good here. Ends up getting a Purple Storm, which can sometimes come into play, though it can also be bad because if you're trying to use it with Bloodhammer, you need to make sure she's in front of your Bloodhammer, otherwise you're going to get Dark Storm instead of a Doom Skull Storm. And other than that, a pretty underwhelming final trait. All it does is disease a random enemy whenever it matches purple gems, though this does synergize decently against divines, and the fact that this reduces mana accumulation while you also have this silence aspect going for it. But we'll go with this. Go take this, basically the Mountain Crusher to full mana, and pretty much just go from there. He'll go and use a Divinia there if he gets the chance, and it looks like he probably is. That'll end up healing him some and also cleanse, but if we can get him silenced, he won't have that cleanse anymore. So it looks like that won't be an issue. I'm actually just going to kill him with a bunch of Doom Skulls here. Let's also put a bunch of Doom Skulls on the board so that we'll actually have some things to explode when we go do this. There's still 2 in play, so we're going to explode 5 Doom Skulls, which is pretty much every Doom Skull on the board except for one of them. So we could easily just get that down. We could also just Doom Skull spammed it there. But either or. We have Ward Breaker here. As you can see, we didn't even use it a single time. Not really that needed necessarily. But it's there if you need to clear out the board and do additional damage, as well as just standard AoE damage to the enemy to synergize with the one that she already has. So here we have double Divine. We could go throw the next team against it. It does have a weird Dragon's Eye though, but let's go and try finding one a little bit more Divine based. This one should, nope, only one. Okay, that's just Fire Bombs. They did change matchmaking recently too, so we actually see some diversity for once, and as they say that, we find the exact same team. There we go, 3 Divines, unless he's using Divine Hero, and no, he is not. So we'll go up against this one for next one. So this one, basically same general premise, except we're going even harder into Skulls. And again, if you're going to be using Bloodhammer, make sure the Bloodhammer is behind your Fallen. But we'll go with this over. Looks like we got a Soul Gnome too, so that's pretty convenient. We have green to purple convert. I think I might have just ruined it because this Soul Gnome distracted me. But we'll go grab this immediately. Need to try getting our first slot to full mana so we can actually start getting some Skull spam down. Also definitely need to go kill that Soul Gnome because it might have a Vault Key. Has a higher chance of a Vault Key than any of the other gnomes, so definitely worth getting down. Only problem is all of its other drops are souls, which we don't necessarily need. But anyways, this convert is blue to, or yellow to blue and red to Doom Skull, so we're going to be able to convert all of that to get all of our blue that we need for Fallen. So we can go cast that right now if we want, and I think we do want 1, 2, 3, 4 things in there. He does only have 2 Divines now instead of 3, but still, it's going to be fine. Get our little bit of Explosion, get both of those silence, get a nice little hit in there, and it looks like we have Glaceon just sitting there ready to go into even more skull damage, and it just dies. And do we get a Vault Key off of it? Nope, just 5,000 souls, but that's better than nothing. Anyways, let's go find one last Divine team. Looks like we have 2 of them here. That one uses 3. And this one uses also 3. I guess we'll just take the 3 trophy instead, or the higher battle. And this is a early game team to be using with it. This is going to be using Mang, or you can use it with Titan or any other hero class. Slayer Ghost, oddly enough, rare. It ends up doing, this was basically a troop I would say was useless in the past, but actually is useful in this one particular instance. mainly because there's always going to be that lack of Doom Skulls, and there aren't too many good Doom Skull creators in early game if you just randomly happen to get a Fallen Valdis. So Slayer Ghost actually, for once, works for something, because it'll just convert all the skulls into Doom Skulls so that you'd be able to use them with Fallen. And other than that, we have just standard mana accumulation. This also gives us Cleanse in case we need it. But yeah, let's go into it. He does have Burn, so that Cleanse actually will come into play some. But we're just going to want to rush one of our 2 mana generators and then just kind of go from there. Or not 2 mana generators, actually it's just the Apothecary for mana accumulation. But we got ourselves our Mang. We'd probably go throw that down just so we can start doing some other follow-up. No point in doing this when we know the enemy's about to go do something, so let's take that over for now. That did not kill it out, but we can just go Mang, and this will automatically hit the weakest, so that thing's as good as dead already. We'll just Mang the next one in the line, just make sure he goes down, as he's quite the damage source. Make sure we get that kill. And now we have a bunch of Doom Skulls, so when we go cast Fallen, he'll just be able to go and get them all. So we'll take this purple. That did not get full mana, unfortunately. And it looks like he is going to get value out of that. No, he won't. You can get the Apothecary right there. Go get our Silence finally, so we can't go do anything, or at least on all of the Divines. And we can just repeat the cycle again. Do this, or first, let's go accumulate our mana, make sure she actually has it before we go and do that. Move that over. I think we'll still need a little bit more. We're probably gonna have to use our turn right here in order to actually accumulate it. Could go for another Mang. I don't think we have any direct skull right now, so let's move that for now. If he takes the skull, we still have barrier, so it's not gonna matter. You kind of want to take that skull right now, and I think I will just because it's a secured skill. And apparently we'd even need to follow up with the double combo again. It's just enough off the extra attack we got from Mang just to pretty much one-shot everything. But yeah, that is the new Mythic. Is she worth getting? No, definitely not. The 2 contexts you would use her in against a 3x4x Divine team in PvP, which is very scarce these days due to changes to matchmaking recently, as well as the fact that Divines aren't meta anymore. The nerf in 4.0 basically made it so most people don't really use Divines anymore. And the other is some people might still use a Divine Defend team in Guild Wars, and if they happen to have set that Divine Defend team on a brown, purple, or blue Guild War day, you will be able to use this Mythic. Though most people are probably going to be using on a different day, like yellow or some other day other than those 3, because most people will be aware now that those 3 colors are now hard countered by the new Mythic. And even if you did still want to do a team like a Divine team like that, you could still put like a Divine or something in there, which will still be safe. It has that 1 in 3 chance to cleanse. But basically, bottom line, I'd say skip this Mythic. It's a nice one to have around, but there just isn't really many purposes for it anymore. And the synergies that it has is pretty underwhelming at the moment. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And I will see you all later. Goodbye, everyone!